Hey there. If you have been following this channel for any length of time, you're probably wondering what the heck I'm up to because I'm talking so much now about Labadoos and helping girls and this magical place called Labadoo Land. And so I want to explain because it may seem like it's a complete shift, but it's really an expansion of my messaging. Because if you've read any of my books or done workbooks or come to my events or done any coaching with me, then you know that at the core of everything I do is courage. Because I believe that fear is the number one thing that is holding people back or keeping them down. And that's why my book that I wrote prior to what I'm doing now, my most recent one was called Burn the Map. And it was about letting go of expectations of what our lives will be. And really, I talked a lot about courage. In fact, I even have snippets of 12 other people's stories to inspire you to step up to the plate and stop allowing fear to run the show. And I'm going to talk about fear and courage a little bit more on another video. But so just so you know, now all I've done is really taken and expanded my audience so that I'm no longer just focused mainly on women, but younger girls. And it's really because I started to think about really a long time ago that we get to these points in our lives. And for some of us, we really had all hell break loose. And then we don't have some of the tools. We don't have even just some of the ways that we think about ourselves instilled deeply enough in us so that when these adult things happen, we almost lose ourselves. That's what happened to me. And you know what? I was always a pretty strong and confident person. But even with that type of personality, I mean, what happened to me nearly took me out. And so I'm not saying that Love-A-Doos and the work that I'm doing with these stories are going to be the only thing that someone will need in their young life, but I'm just hoping it will be something. And so that's why I created Love-A-Doos, is to tell stories, to teach lessons, but do it through adventure, through these relatable characters, these unforgettable stories, and these bold adventures. And so that's what I've done with Love-A-Doos. And we're just literally starting out with books and journals, and we have so much planned for this. I hope that you'll get on board with being a part of inspiring a young person that you know. And so we started out with the first adventure story, which is Blair and the Forgotten Flames. And I'm going to tell you on a future video too why this book is named Blair, why this character is named Blair as well. So this is an incredible story that I really think that all young girls will relate to. I wish I would have had this book when I was young. I wish I could have read and imagined this thing happening where an ordinary girl gets called to an imaginary place. But is it imaginary? Gets called to this place to become more than ordinary, to become extraordinary. And throughout this adventure, she has to face her own self doubt and her fears. And of course, she doesn't go home the same, but I think you'll be very surprised at how we made that happen through this story. And we've got another one coming really soon, too. So I really want girls to get into this adventure story, not just because it'll be entertainment and fun, but because of the lessons that they will learn and probably won't even realize they're learning. And then I decided that because I care so much about inspiring girls, I created journals. So these journals can be standalone or they can be as a set, right? I mean, what a great gift. So this great adventure story, and then there are some connections to Blair and the Forgotten Flames in this journal, but that's, you really don't have to read the book. Maybe you know a girl who really just isn't a reader. And this journal, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is all about helping them to believe more in themselves. And speaking of this non-reader thing. I literally just had a post a few days ago from someone who said she bought this book for her granddaughter who does not like to read and loves Blair and the Forgotten Flames. So this is what I'm doing. I'm really, my books are still out there, workbooks, obviously videos, and you can go to valeriesylvera.com if you're looking for resources for adult work. But I hope that you will be part of the leadership that we need to help young girls to believe more in themselves. And that's Labadoos, and it's all beginning with Blair and the Forgotten Flames.